Hello, I am Dr. Darlene Zangara. This is the third video of a three-part series on policy governance training for the Minnesota Commission of the Deaf, Deafblind, and Hard of Hearing Board. Allow me to describe myself. I am a white female with blonde hair and green glasses. I am wearing a black shirt. I will be focusing on policy governance monitoring reports. The report is a key tool to assess the accountability of the executive director's work and the policies created by the board. For the Commission, we have policies that are reported annually. We have a total of 9 policies and reports every year. I would like to walk through an agenda for this video training. We will discuss the following. Number 1, what is a policy governance monitoring report? Number 2, what are the key points of a monitoring report? Number 3, why are monitoring reports important? Number 4, what is monitoring reports judgment? What is a policy governance monitoring report? The Commission's Policy Governance Monitoring Report is a critical accountability tool for maintaining a healthy organization. The Commission's Policy Governance Monitoring Report is a written report provided by the Executive Director to the Board. This demonstrates accountability and transparency on how the Executive Director has operated under the authority delegated through the written responsibilities in the policies. In your policy governance booklet, the policies are found in Section 2.0, Executive Director's Responsibilities. It's a key part of the board's evaluation of the Executive Director's performance. The data from the reports are used to support the performance review of the Executive Director annually. The monitoring reports show the board the degree to which the board's policies are met. Monitoring reports are a tool for board to ensure success and/or opportunities for improvement. What are the key points of a policy governance monitoring report? First, they are written reports. They are not just verbal explanations or reports, but formally written reports. The reports demonstrate accountability for both the Executive Director and the Board. The reports show that the Executive Director is responsible for the use of delegated authority and expectations. Second, the reports focus on reasonable interpretation of the policy. The report should demonstrate that the Executive Director is meeting reasonable interpretations of the board's policies, not necessarily a strict, literal interpretation. The Executive Director provides a written explanation of what is reasonable interpretation of that policy. This becomes the standard for reporting. Third, Reports will provide clear evidence of compliance. The report should include clear evidence or data that supports that the executive director's actions align with the policy. Fourth, the reports are brief and focused. The report should avoid unnecessary details and focus on the specific policy being monitored. Why are monitoring reports important? Policy governance monitoring reports are important because, first, the reports include performance review data. They provide the board with a structured way to maintain evidence to assess the executive director's performance. Second, the reports support communication. It promotes better communication between the board and the executive director. Third, the reports keep the board focused. The board would be able to focus on big picture goals rather than getting bogged down in operational details. Fourth, the reports help streamline meetings. They make board meetings more focused and productive. The executive director will send the board members the scheduled monitoring report 1 week before the board meeting. The board members will review the report. They will ask 4 important questions. With the answers, they can then make a judgment about the report and if it is compliant or not compliant. The first question is, what is the policy? What is the policy about? What does the policy instruct the executive director not to do? The policy should focus on defining what is not acceptable or allowed rather than what is permissible. This allows great freedom and creativity for the executive director's interpretation and what she hopes to achieve. The second question is, what is reasonable interpretation? Is the executive director's interpretation of the board policies reasonable? Does the executive director's explanation of the policy have clarity, details, and specific measurements? The third question is there evidence or data in support of interpretation? Does the evidence or data in the monitoring report support the interpretation used by the executive director? Does the evidence or data show results for the explanation? The fourth question is, what is the assessment for compliance? In your assessment, do you support the reasonable interpretation in the monitoring report? And does the provided data support compliance with that interpretation? Do you decide yes, you support that the interpretation of policy and data evidence of compliance is provided in the report? Or do you decide no? Identify actions as a board that you want the executive director to take. Examples can include revise the report, increase monitoring, change policy language, or address performance. Policy governance and monitoring reports can be complex and confusing. Asking the 4 questions should help you become more comfortable with understanding policy governance. These reports are for you to monitor the health of the organization and keep the executive director accountable. Don't hesitate to reach out to me, your board chair, and vice chair, or your mentor. I also have a library of books if you are interested. Thank you for being an important part of the Commission. We appreciate you.